Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Lido Loca cruise show. I'm Tony. I'm your host. Glad to have you here today. Today's date, July the 17th, 2020, and I'm going to divert a little bit from the format of the show. We're going to talk cruising, and we're going to talk cruising fear. So I'm entitling this message, A Message for the Sheep. This one's for all the people that are afraid out there, afraid of something that's going on in the world today. This message is for the sheep. And if you're not a sheep, you could be a shepherd. That's a whole nother thing. But if you're not a sheep, I would invite you to carry along, because I do need your feedback also. Now, I've heard it said by some that if you are afraid to go on a cruise ship because you don't want to get sick, if you want to wear a face covering in public, if you want to believe what scientists are saying, that you are a sheep, that you're just following the masses to your demise. You're either going to get sheared or slaughtered. Everybody could use a haircut, so I would pick shearing out of those. But sheared or slaughtered, it's going to be a very agricultural episode today, I believe. You got shepherds, you got sheep, you got shearing, you got slaughtering. That's a lot of alliteration there. But look, if you're afraid of anything, you're a sheep. Now, let me expand it out a little bit, because I've run into a lot of people that are not only afraid about those things that I mentioned, but they're also afraid that they're losing their liberties. They're afraid that somebody's doing something that they don't know about behind their back. They're afraid that there are conspiracies afoot. And would those people be sheep too? Yeah, let's just make them all sheep. Okay, so if you're having any kind of emotional reaction at all that causes you some sort of concern, I'm concerned about this, I'm worried about that, I'm fearful of this. I'm saying if you're not full on bucked up, nothing's worrying you, not afraid of anything, you're ready to take on the world, maybe you're not a sheep. But anybody else, any kind of concern, any kind of fear, I'm going to say you're a sheep. Okay, so I hope I didn't lose you there. That's not the point. Is not to push you away. The point is to get some feedback. First of all, let's keep it in the context of cruising. What are some things that people are afraid about? Number one, they're afraid to get sick on the ship. Number two, they're afraid to get stuck on the ship. Number three, they're afraid that they're going to lose money. Number four, they're afraid that their cruising experience isn't going to be the same. They're afraid that life as they know it will change, not only in their locale, but also on the cruise ship. The only point I'm trying to drive home here, the only point that I am making in this abbreviated version of the Lido Loca cruise show, is that we are all the same. We are all the same. This is a humanity problem. Look, there's worse things that's happened in history. We're not the first people to live through something challenging, but for many of us, nothing crazy like this has happened in our lifetime. And so it's a new situation causing a whole new level of stress. And the other thing that's happening is that we live in a time with more information, more access, more ability to communicate than any other time in history. And so it really is a watershed moment for humanity when it comes to dealing with adversity, when it comes to dealing with differing ideas. The only thing I want to say is that we all have some level of control. And the level of control that we have is how we treat each other in stressful situations. Are you out there with your ideas, bullying, tearing people down, overrunning them, name-calling them, and causing more stress than already exists for these people? Or are you out there talking about reconciliation, being understanding, being in it together, pulling together as humanity? The interesting thing to me is when we look at division, you have two people that believe different things. You'll say that people are manufacturing the message, making these people act a certain way or these people act a certain way. It's all garbage. At the end of the day, you have the ultimate choice of how you respond to a situation. Again, do you tear down? Do you bully? Do you intimidate? Or do you go and build up? Do you try to show empathy? Do you try to work with the person that you have a difference with? Or do you move on? The choice is yours, whether to be somebody that builds up or tears down. There's no magical hidden person driving you to be decent or to not be decent. I'm sure this isn't what you're expected. Hey, look, the cruise stocks are down yesterday. How about that? Does that enough? But no, honestly, like, let's have some conversation as people who are adults out on the internet trying to look at stuff that we have passion about. That's the reality. We're all in it together. Times are going to continue to be stressful. But again, each one of us can make the decision to make the best or the worst of it. And I would just encourage you to say, let's make the best of it. I want to make the best of it with you guys. And I know tons of people that disagree with me. I get called names on a daily basis, but I'm still choosing rather to act in positivity than to try to tear people back down, because that's not going to do anything for us in this stressful time. So this was a message for the sheep. We're all sheep, at least in this circumstance, I think. How about you? What are you afraid of on the cruise ship? Getting sick, getting stuck, cruising, changing, losing money, not being able to go on vacation? Leave a comment below. Thanks for listening. If you made it this far, Tony with Lido Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.